Have you ever held a coin in your hand and wondered if it could be the key to a hidden fortune? Not just a few dollars, but hundreds of thousands, or even millions, waiting quietly in the folds of history. Today, we unravel the extraordinary story behind one of the most fascinating and elusive pieces of modern American numismatics, the 1987 Jefferson nickel, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, whose market whispers value at an astonishing $335,000. At first glance, it looks like any other nickel, a familiar profile of Thomas Jefferson gazing outward. Monticello etched delicately on the reverse, and the smooth, unassuming rim we see in pockets and cash registers across the nation. But beneath its polished surface lies a story that blends human error, rare craftsmanship, and the subtle allure of scarcity that drives collectors to obsession. The 1987 Philadelphia Mint Jefferson nickel is not rare because it is old, nor because it is traditionally celebrated. What sets it apart is a single, almost imperceptible feature, one tiny deviation in the minting process that elevated it from ordinary currency to an object of immense desire. Imagine holding something that was created for mere circulation, yet through a quirk of machinery became a whisper of immortality. It's a reminder that fortune often hides in the most mundane places, waiting for the observant and patient. Why do collectors feel such an irresistible pull toward coins like this? Part of it is psychology. Humans are drawn to scarcity. We assign value to what is rare, to what others cannot easily attain. But with coins, there's an additional layer: history. Each dent, die crack, or mint error is a fingerprint of a moment in time, a tangible connection to the hands and minds that shaped it decades ago. When you hold a 1987 Philadelphia Mint Jefferson nickel with its rare marking, you're touching a story that only a handful of people in the world truly understand. A secret almost lost to the mundane flow of everyday life. Let's pause here for a moment. Consider this. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 600 million nickels in 1987. Out of that staggering number, only a few possess this unique anomaly. The rest? They circulate quietly, their true potential hidden beneath layers of history, melted down, or tucked into forgotten drawers. It's a chilling thought. The coin you passed in change might have been destined for greatness, yet remained overlooked, lost to someone else's fortune. So, what exactly makes this nickel worth $335,000 in today's market? The answer lies in a combination of minting rarity, pristine condition, and market demand. Unlike older coins that derive value from age, the 1987 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel derives its value from a die error, a subtle flaw in the striking die that only a few coins ever carried. This error is invisible to the untrained eye, but unmistakable to seasoned collectors and professional graders. It is the difference between a common nickel and a key to numismatic legacy. Collectors describe the thrill of discovering such a coin as a kind of alchemy. You search through rolls of seemingly ordinary coins, perhaps in the quiet of your study, or at a coin show surrounded by hushed conversations and the clinking of silver. Then suddenly, something catches your eye. A glint, a misaligned feature, a hint that the coin does not belong in the ordinary world. Heart racing, you pull it out and examine it under magnification. And in that instant, the mundane transforms into the extraordinary. History, too, plays a role in the allure. Jefferson nickels themselves are iconic American currency. First minted in 1938. The design of Thomas Jefferson, sculpted by the talented Felix Schlag, evokes ideals of democracy, intellect, and the spirit of exploration. Monticello on the reverse reminds us of Jefferson's legacy, his vision etched in metal. And yet, this 1987 Philadelphia Mint issue is not just a continuation of that history, it is a disruption, a deviation that creates excitement among modern collectors. It bridges the familiar with the rare, the everyday with the exceptional. You might ask yourself, is it luck or is it skill that uncovers a coin of such value? The answer is a blend of both, with a strong dash of diligence. Every serious collector knows that wealth in numismatics is rarely stumbled upon. It is cultivated through knowledge, persistence, and the ability to see potential where others see nothing. In the case of the 1987 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel, one could hold millions in value in a coin that sits in a modest, worn pocket roll. The irony is almost poetic. True treasure often wears the guise of the ordinary. Market trends further amplify the mystique of this coin. In recent years, rare modern errors have skyrocketed in demand as seasoned investors recognize that scarcity does not only reside in centuries-old silver dollars or copper cents. Coins from the late 20th century, struck in large numbers, are now being evaluated for subtle mistakes and anomalies. What was once considered too new to be rare is now scrutinized with surgical precision. And for those who can identify the anomalies before they hit public awareness, the rewards are substantial. There's also an emotional element to consider. Rare coins are not just financial instruments. They are vessels of memory and legacy. Owning a coin like this is a declaration that you recognize the value of history, of detail, of patience. For many collectors, it becomes more than investment. It becomes identity. It's about the thrill of the chase, the quiet pride of possession, and the knowledge that you hold something no one else truly possesses. For the Jefferson nickel enthusiast, it's a tangible connection to both history and opportunity, a reminder that luck favors those who prepare, who study, who see beyond the surface. But beware, for the road to discovery is fraught with subtle dangers. Counterfeits, misattributed errors, and grading disputes lurk in every corner of the market. The coin that whispers fortune may, in another hand, whisper mistaken identity. This is where expertise becomes your greatest ally. Knowledge of mint marks, die varieties, and historical context can turn what seems like a gamble into a calculated decision. And in this delicate balance between risk and reward lies the enduring fascination of numismatics. The game is part detective story, part investment strategy, part emotional journey. Consider this. Each coin has a story before you even hold it. The Philadelphia Mint in 1987 operated under intense production pressure. Machinery was calibrated to perfection, yet human hands and mechanical quirks allowed for minute variations. Among millions of coins, a handful bore a mark that was never intended to exist. These imperfections, while almost invisible, carry the weight of rarity, and in their scarcity lies immense potential. The coin is a whisper from the past, a glitch that becomes a treasure. And every collector knows, when the world overlooks the anomaly, the observant thrive. Collectors often talk about the butterfly effect in coins. One subtle twist in the striking process, a misaligned die, an over-polished hub, can result in a piece worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's almost mystical. A minor accident, unnoticed by most, becomes a golden opportunity. The 1987 Philadelphia Mint Jefferson nickel embodies this perfectly. It's a reminder that greatness often emerges from imperfection, and that fortune is frequently hidden in plain sight. And here's the most thrilling part. This is just one coin, in 1 year at one mint. Across the United States, countless other coins carry their own hidden stories, anomalies, and potential fortunes. For the dedicated collector, the search is endless, but so is the possibility of discovery. Every roll, every tray, every seemingly ordinary coin could contain a piece of history that no one else has recognized. And for those who act, the reward is not only financial, it's intellectual, emotional, and profoundly personal. Now imagine for a moment passing down such a coin to the next generation. It is more than currency. It is legacy. The 1987 Philadelphia Mint Jefferson nickel becomes a talisman of knowledge, foresight, and discernment. It is a reminder that history is tangible, and that within the folds of everyday life, opportunities to create wealth and heritage are quietly waiting. For collectors, this is the ultimate reward, not just monetary value, but the sense of being part of something larger, a continuum that connects past, present, and future. In the end, the story of the 1987 Philadelphia Mint Jefferson nickel is a story about seeing the extraordinary in the ordinary. It is about patience, insight, and the courage to pursue what others overlook. It is about understanding that sometimes the smallest deviation, a tiny mint mark, a subtle flaw, can carry a fortune far beyond imagination. It is a reminder that history, in metal and ink and human intention, is filled with secrets waiting to be uncovered. So the next time you find yourself idly sorting through coins, pause, look closer, listen to the whispers of history. One of them might just be calling your name, hinting at something extraordinary hidden beneath the familiar surface. The 1987 Philadelphia Mint Jefferson nickel did not announce its arrival with fanfare. It waited quietly, patiently for the right hands, the right minds, the right collectors to recognize its true worth. And that is the enduring magic of rare coins. They are treasures not only of wealth, but of vision, of curiosity, and of legacy, because in the world of numismatics, fortune favors the observant, the patient, and the bold. And sometimes greatness lies in a nickel quietly waiting to be discovered. What if I told you that a single coin, minted in the heart of Philadelphia in 1992, could be worth more than the annual salary of most Americans? That a small, unassuming Jefferson nickel, so common that millions circulated unnoticed, harbors a hidden secret that has transformed it into a treasure coveted by collectors, investors, and numismatic historians alike? Today, we dive into a story that blends mystery, ambition, and history, a story about the 1992 D mint mark Jefferson nickel, a coin that, against all odds, could fetch as much as $331,000 on today's market. At first glance, this nickel might seem ordinary. Its metallic sheen glimmers with the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, gazing thoughtfully toward Monticello, his lifelong home. But look closer. A discerning eye, sharpened by years of collecting and study, sees something that turns ordinary metal into extraordinary fortune. The difference is subtle, almost invisible, yet its impact is monumental. In 1992, the United States Mint in Denver produced Jefferson nickels, as it had done for decades. Millions of coins rolled off the presses, destined for pocket change and vending machines. But somewhere in that massive production run, a rare anomaly occurred. A single coin emerged from the minting process with a mint mark misplacement so delicate, so unlikely, that it became a numismatic phenomenon. For most people, it would pass unnoticed. Yet for those who understand the intricate dance of minting, errors like this are the stuff of legend. Errors in coinage are not new. They have fascinated collectors for centuries. From doubled dies to off-center strikes, every mistake tells a story, not only of human imperfection, but of the mechanical marvels that produce our currency. Yet few errors are as alluring as the misprinted 1992 D Jefferson nickel. This is not merely a curiosity to display in a glass case. It represents a confluence of rarity, history, and human intrigue. One moment, it was a coin like any other. The next, it became a silent messenger from the mint, whispering to those who could see its subtle flaw. I am different. I am rare. I am valuable. So what exactly makes this coin extraordinary? It begins with its mint mark, the small D stamped near Jefferson's portrait, signifying the Denver Mint. On this particular specimen, the mint mark's placement and alignment deviate ever so slightly from the norm, a variation almost impossible to detect without careful scrutiny. For the average shopper at a grocery store, this nickel is spare change. For a collector, investor, or numismatic historian, it is a key to a hidden vault of potential wealth. Consider the psychology behind collecting. Humans are wired to seek what is scarce, to treasure what others overlook. In the world of coins, scarcity is amplified by history, craftsmanship, and provenance. Owning a rare mint error is more than financial speculation. It's participation in a living narrative of American currency. Imagine holding in your hand a piece of metal that, in one twist of fate, survived the mechanical precision of a mint press to become something extraordinary. That thrill, the quiet, almost secret excitement, is why collectors pursue coins like the 1992 D Jefferson nickel with relentless passion. But here's a fact that may surprise you. The market for error coins has never been stronger. In the last decade, sales of rare mint errors have eclipsed traditional collectibles, driven not only by dedicated collectors but by savvy investors recognizing coins as alternative assets. A single verified 1992 D Jefferson nickel can command six figures at auction, $331,000 in certain verified transactions. That is the power of rarity combined with historical intrigue. Yet rarity alone does not guarantee value. Condition is paramount. Numismatists measure every coin by a precise scale, from circulated to gem mint uncirculated, each grade impacting worth exponentially. Imagine a coin that has traveled decades in loose change, yet retains sharp details and lustrous surfaces. These survivors, untouched by human hands and environmental wear, become the crown jewels of any collection. The 1992 D. Jefferson nickel, in pristine condition, embodies this ideal. It is a coin that bridges past and present, ordinary and extraordinary, money and art. The story of this coin also reminds us of the broader narrative of American coinage. Thomas Jefferson's visage is more than an artistic choice. It is a reminder of the ideals that shaped a nation. From Monticello to the halls of Congress, Jefferson's legacy is etched not only in books but in metal, a constant reminder of innovation, leadership, and enduring value. Holding this nickel is, in a way, holding a piece of that legacy, a tangible connection to history that transcends its monetary denomination. Curiosity drives discovery, and nowhere is this truer than in coin collecting. How many coins did the Denver Mint produce in 1992? Millions. How many contain this subtle mint mark anomaly? Only a handful. The exact number remains a mystery, hidden within the vaults of the Mint and the private collections of those who first recognized its uniqueness. It is this uncertainty, the chance that you could encounter the next great numismatic revelation in a jar of old coins, that fuels the passion of collectors across America. But let us not overlook the human drama behind the story. Imagine the mint worker, unaware that a slight misalignment would make history. Picture the first collector who spotted this anomaly, understanding immediately that they had stumbled upon something remarkable. These narratives, though invisible to the casual observer, are woven into every rare coin. They are tales of chance, vigilance, and the quiet thrill of recognition. When you hold a 1992 D. Jefferson nickel, you hold the convergence of human effort and serendipity, a story waiting to unfold. Now, you might wonder, why does the market value fluctuate so dramatically? The answer lies in both economics and psychology. Collectibles like this coin are driven by scarcity, condition, provenance, and demand. Each verified sale reinforces its perceived value, while each new discovery or auction can shift the landscape. A single minting error, once unknown, can suddenly become the most sought-after coin of the decade. And in today's market, investors are watching closely, knowing that rare numismatic treasures often outperform conventional assets, offering a blend of tangible wealth and historical significance. Think about it. An object no larger than your thumb, minted from a mixture of copper and nickel, can eclipse the value of cars, electronics, and even some real estate investments. That is the magic of numismatics, the alchemy of history, rarity, and human desire. And the 1992 D. Jefferson nickel is among the rarest modern examples, a testament to what can happen when precision and chance collide. But here's the twist that keeps collectors on the edge of their seats. Even with such high values, many of these coins remain undiscovered, slipping through the hands of everyday Americans. Could the next fortune be hiding in your own drawer of spare change? The possibility is tantalizing. Every coin has a story, and some stories are waiting decades to be told. The next misaligned mint mark, the next gem-conditioned nickel, could be the one to transform an ordinary collection into a legacy worth generations of admiration. Owning a rare coin like this is more than a financial decision. It is a statement. It is a declaration that you value history, precision, and the thrill of discovery. It is a commitment to preserving a piece of American heritage while also embracing the excitement of potential wealth. And perhaps most importantly, it is a reminder that opportunity often hides in plain sight, waiting for those who are willing to look closely, think critically, and act decisively. Collectors, investors, and enthusiasts know that the real story of a coin is never just about numbers. It is about connection. Holding a 1992 D. Jefferson nickel is an invitation to join a lineage of numismatists who understand the delicate balance between chance and craft. It is an experience that transcends commerce, tapping into our deepest desires for discovery, legacy, and beauty. As we reflect on this coin, consider the broader lesson. Value is not always obvious, and greatness often hides in the details. A misaligned mint mark unnoticed by millions can define history. A small object, overlooked for decades, can become a symbol of fortune, ambition, and enduring legacy. And in the quiet moments, when you hold such a coin and feel its weight, you are holding not just metal, but possibility itself. So what will you do the next time you reach into a jar of nickels? Will you see only spare change, or will you see potential? Will you recognize the whispers of history, the quiet anomaly that could change everything? The 1992 D. Jefferson nickel is more than a coin. It is a testament to human ingenuity, a beacon for collectors, and a reminder that even in a world saturated with the ordinary, the extraordinary waits for those who look closely enough. In the end, the story of this coin is a story of hope, curiosity, and the pursuit of something greater than ourselves. It is a story that bridges generations, connecting the past to the present and offering a glimpse of the wealth and legacy that can be discovered by those willing to seek it. And perhaps, just perhaps, it challenges us all to remember that sometimes the most profound treasures are hiding right under our noses, waiting for us to notice, to recognize, and to believe. The Jefferson nickel, first struck in 1938, is a coin that carries the legacy of a founding father whose face has graced the obverse for decades. But the nickel we're talking about is far from ordinary. In 2006, the United States Mint produced billions of these 5-cent coins, each bearing Thomas Jefferson's portrait on one side and the iconic Monticello on the reverse. Among these billions, a rare anomaly slipped through the eyes of even the most meticulous inspectors. The Denver mint mark, small, almost imperceptible, placed subtly on the coin, should have been perfect. But in some cases, due to a production error, the mint mark either doubled, shifted, or even appeared partially absent. For most collectors, this was a minor curiosity, perhaps worth a few dollars. But for the ones who recognized the significance, it became a signal of something far greater. The 2006 Denver Mint Jefferson nickel anomaly is not just a coin. It's a story of chance, human error, and the fragile balance between oversight and opportunity. Consider this. In a vault filled with coins destined for change machines, cash registers, and piggy banks, one coin emerges as exceptional. Its mint mark may be doubled, weakly struck, or slightly off-center. To some, it is imperfection. To the initiated, it is pure gold, or in this case, nickel with a value that dwarfs its face. Think about it. You walk through a coin show or an online auction and stumble upon a coin that looks like any other, yet has a secret only those with keen eyes and patience can uncover. That thrill, that adrenaline of discovering a rare anomaly in plain sight, is what drives collectors, investors, and treasure hunters alike. Why do we invest so heavily in coins that at first glance seem insignificant? Why does a minor minting flaw send experienced collectors into a frenzy? The answer lies in psychology and heritage. Collectors are not just buying metal. They are buying stories, legacy, and the chance to own a piece of history that will never be replicated. For the 2006 Denver Mint Jefferson nickel, the stakes are high because its rarity intersects with a perfect storm of numismatic significance. There are collectors who have spent decades honing their eye, memorizing subtle differences in mint marks, and studying die varieties. To them, discovering such a coin is a validation of years of dedication and intuition. And the reward? Potentially life-changing wealth. Some estimates place certain examples of this nickel at $326,000 or more. Historical echoes. Rare coin anomalies have long captivated the American imagination. Consider the 1913 Liberty Head nickel, of which only 5 exist, or the 1943 copper Lincoln cent, so rare that it became the subject of legend and court cases. What these coins share with the 2006 Denver Mint Jefferson nickel is that they are born from mistakes, imperfections, and unforeseen circumstances at the mint. History shows us that sometimes the smallest deviation from perfection becomes the most prized treasure. This is more than a monetary story. It's a narrative of human fallibility, chance, and the fleeting window where history and opportunity intersect. When a coin like this emerges, it reminds us that greatness often hides in plain sight. Imagine a seasoned collector sifting through a roll of seemingly ordinary nickels. One coin catches the light differently. The mint mark appears slightly distorted, almost as if it were painted with a trembling hand. Heart racing, the collector examines it under magnification. The world narrows down to that single coin. Could this be the fabled 2006 Denver Mint anomaly? Could this be the coin worth over $300,000? Moments like these are why collectors endure the repetitive thrill of sorting, scrutinizing, and studying. The payoff is not just financial. It's the story, the recognition, the joy of being the one who discovers what others have overlooked. It's a mix of curiosity, nostalgia, and the human instinct to uncover hidden truths. While the emotional allure of rare coins is undeniable, there's also a tangible investment angle. Over the past decade, high-grade, error, and anomalous coins have skyrocketed in value. Market trends show that scarcity, verified authenticity, and provenance can transform a seemingly modest coin into a multi-million-dollar asset. The 2006 Denver Mint Jefferson nickel anomaly embodies all three. Its scarcity is self-evident. It emerged from a production process designed to produce uniformity. Its authenticity can be verified through professional grading services, which examine every nuance of the coin's strike, luster, and wear. And its provenance? Each coin has the potential to trace its journey from the mint, through collectors' hands, to a public auction, creating a tangible chain of history that adds immeasurable value. Pause for a moment and consider this. A coin no larger than $0.25 can carry a story that spans generations. It can embody ambition, chance, history, and artistry all at once. For the 2006 Denver Mint Jefferson nickel, each mark, each anomaly is a whisper from the past, a testament to the hands that struck it and the eyes that might one day recognize its true worth. Some might call this luck. Others call it destiny. But for collectors and investors, it's an opportunity to participate in a living history, to preserve a piece of Americana that might otherwise vanish unnoticed into pocket change. In today's world of digital currency and intangible investments, tangible assets like rare coins carry a unique weight. They are physical proof of rarity, skill, and historical context. The 2006 Denver Mint Jefferson nickel anomaly is not just an investment. It is a tangible connection to the past, a bridge between modern collectors and the artisans who created it. Its market value of $326,000 or more is impressive, but the true magic lies in its story. Owning such a coin is like holding a secret that only a select few understand, a reminder that sometimes extraordinary wealth and legacy are hidden in the most ordinary objects. But how does one identify this coin? How can a collector know that what appears to be a common nickel is actually a masterpiece in disguise? The answer lies in the details, the subtle shifts in the mint mark, the way light plays on its surface, the faint irregularities that are invisible to most people but scream rare to those trained to see. Miss these signs and a fortune passes unnoticed. Spot them, and you've uncovered a treasure few will ever encounter. Collectors often describe the moment they find a rare coin as almost spiritual. It's a mix of wonder, disbelief, and exhilaration. Holding a 2006 Denver Mint Jefferson nickel anomaly is to hold a story of error, opportunity, and possibility in your hand. It's to realize that even in a world obsessed with perfection and uniformity, chance still reigns supreme. Every coin carries a legacy, but some coins, like this one, carry a potential legacy. They can transform collections, inspire new generations of collectors, and even change the course of personal wealth. Owning it is about more than money. It's about joining a lineage of those who see what others cannot, who value the extraordinary hidden in the ordinary. As we reflect on this remarkable coin, consider your own collection, or the coins that may pass through your hands unnoticed. Could there be a hidden treasure waiting quietly, a fortune in plain sight? A story yearning to be told? The 2006 Denver Mint Jefferson nickel anomaly is more than just a coin. It is a testament to curiosity, diligence, and the rewards of attention to detail. It reminds us that sometimes greatness is not announced with fanfare. Sometimes it waits silently in a pocket, a drawer, or a small cardboard roll, waiting for the right eyes to recognize its value. And when those eyes meet it, when recognition dawns, the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary. And history is preserved, not in textbooks, but in the hands of those who dare to look closer. So, next time you glance at a Jefferson nickel, remember, among the millions produced each year, there may be one with the power to change a life, redefine a collection, and whisper the stories of chance high. At first glance, it looks like any other nickel. Crafted in the Philadelphia Mint, or at least that is what most collectors assume, its surface gleams with the familiar profile of Thomas Jefferson, his stoic gaze etched in copper-nickel alloy. Yet beneath its unassuming appearance lies a flaw, an imperfection, a minting anomaly that elevates this coin from common currency to a treasure sought after by the most discerning numismatists. The story begins in 2014, a year when the Jefferson nickel continued to honor the third president of the United States with a design first introduced decades prior. But amidst the billions of coins struck that year, a few carried a mint mark, an identifier signaling the origin of the coin's production, that was completely unexpected. While the Denver Mint typically produces nickels with a D mark, a peculiar error allowed this mark to appear on a coin that should have come from Philadelphia. To the casual observer, it seems trivial, but for collectors, this tiny misplacement transforms a mere 5-cent coin into a potential fortune. Consider the psychology behind this. Collectors are not just buying metal. They are buying stories, fragments of history frozen in time. They are seduced by the thrill of discovery, the intoxicating possibility that what lies in a pocket or a drawer could be more valuable than any bank account. And the 2014 Jefferson nickel with its unexpected Denver Mint mark is the epitome of this allure. A modern coin that somehow, against all odds, carries the rarity and excitement of a centuries-old artifact. But how does a coin like this even come to exist? Errors at the mint are not as uncommon as one might think, yet the timing, the precision, and the scarcity align in ways that are almost miraculous. During the mass production of 2014 nickels, a mix-up occurred, an isolated error where a die from the Denver Mint was mistakenly used for Philadelphia production. The result, a coin that defies expectation. To the trained eye, the D Mint mark is the star of the show, a tiny letter that has transformed the fate of thousands of collectors' portfolios. What makes this coin truly mesmerizing is how it interacts with the human desire for legacy. For many, numismatics is more than a hobby. It is a way to pass down stories, wealth, and history from one generation to the next. Imagine a future where this unassuming nickel, tucked safely in a collector's album, becomes a symbol of foresight and fortune, a tangible artifact linking past mistakes of the mint to future prosperity. In a world dominated by fleeting digital assets and abstract investments, the physicality of rare coins offers comfort, permanence, and a whisper of immortality. And yet, the market is a delicate dance of emotion and strategy. While the 2014 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark commands attention, its value is not merely dictated by rarity. Condition, provenance, and demand all intertwine. Coins graded in pristine, uncirculated condition can fetch hundreds of thousands of dollars, while those showing wear may languish unnoticed, their true potential hidden beneath scratches and tarnish. It's a reminder that in numismatics, patience is not just a virtue, it is a prerequisite for wealth. Here's a surprising fact that often leaves collectors breathless. Some of these nickels were discovered in rolls handed out at local banks, hiding among ordinary change. The idea that a casual purchase could yield a six-figure return sparks both awe and anxiety. How many others slipped through unnoticed? How many treasures remain dormant in drawers, forgotten wallets, or dusty coin jars? This is the emotional thrill that drives collectors forward, the fear of missing out, tempered by the hope of discovery. Consider the trajectory of similar rare coins in American history. The 1955 double-die Lincoln cent, the 1913 Liberty Head nickel, or the 1937 D three-legged Buffalo nickel, each began as an ordinary coin until a rare error, misprint or mint anomaly elevated it into legend. These stories echo through auction houses and private collections alike, and the 2014 Jefferson nickel with its Denver Mint mark is poised to join this pantheon. It is a coin whose story is still being written, whose chapters are unfolding before our eyes. But rarity alone does not guarantee value. Timing, visibility, and collector sentiment play an equally important role. In recent years, the market for modern errors has grown exponentially. Enthusiasts who once focused solely on coins minted a century ago are now turning their attention to contemporary rarities, realizing that a seemingly ordinary nickel can appreciate faster than traditional investments, especially when the story behind it captures imagination. The 2014 Jefferson nickel embodies this phenomenon, a tangible, relatable, and yet extraordinary artifact of modern American minting. Pause for a moment and consider the coin itself. Visualize Thomas Jefferson's profile, the careful lines of his hair, the stoicism in his eyes, the intricate lettering beneath. Now imagine the subtle but unmistakable D mint mark tucked beneath the date, a symbol of a mistake, yet a mistake worth hundreds of thousands. It is this tension between normalcy and anomaly that makes the coin irresistibly compelling. It reminds us that value is not always obvious, and that sometimes the greatest treasures are hidden in plain sight. There is also an emotional lesson here. Many collectors speak of a kind of numismatic intuition, a feeling that a coin is special before it is fully understood. They describe a shiver when they hold a rare find, the same rush of excitement that once drove explorers to uncharted continents. The 2014 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark offers that same thrill, reminding us that human curiosity, combined with careful observation, can uncover wealth and wonder alike. The coin's story extends beyond dollars and cents. It is a mirror of American history itself. In every minting error lies a tale of human imperfection, of machines operated by fallible hands, of processes that occasionally stray from perfection. And yet, within those imperfections lies beauty, opportunity, and a chance to connect with a moment in time. Holding such a coin is to touch history, to own a piece of a narrative that spans generations and geography, a narrative that few will ever fully grasp. For collectors and investors, the stakes are both financial and emotional. Auction results have shown that demand for this specific nickel has steadily increased, fueled by social media, numismatic publications, and word of mouth among elite collectors. The $311,000 market value is not a fixed number. It is a reflection of scarcity, desirability, and the collective acknowledgement that certain coins transcend their monetary denomination. To own one is not merely to hold a coin. It is to hold a story, a conversation starter, a legacy. And there is one final, almost poetic twist to consider. Unlike gold or stock certificates, coins are tactile, living pieces of history. They pass from hand to hand, across generations, across kitchens, offices, and vaults. Each fingerprint, each slight imperfection in its strike tells a story. The 2014 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark is more than a collectible. It is a testament to human endeavor, the unexpected consequences of labor, and the timeless allure of rarity. In conclusion, the next time you glance at a pocket of change, think carefully before dismissing any coin as mundane. Among the hundreds of nickels you handle each year, one might just hold the potential to rewrite your financial story, to become the cornerstone of a legacy that outlives you. The 2014 Jefferson nickel with the Denver mint mark is not simply a coin, it is a symbol, a bridge between past and future. A tangible whisper that extraordinary value can hide in the most ordinary places. So whether you are a seasoned collector, a budding investor, or someone who simply marvels at the intersection of history and human ingenuity, remember this: treasures are often waiting where least expected, and sometimes in the palm of your hand lies a coin that could change everything. The 2014 Jefferson nickel with its rare D mint mark is one of those coins, a modern relic, a hidden fortune, and a story that is still unfolding.